Nama. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to this Sunday service this morning. I would say this is the first regular Sunday service today in 2023. So actually the first Sunday service was last Sunday. That was January 1st. So New Year's Day service, some of you may be able to make it. But I would say this is the first regular Sunday service in 2023. A Happy New Year. Thank you for coming to Seattle Betsy's Sunday service this morning. So day before the New Year's Day, in Buddhist tradition, we have a New Year's Eve service. So that was good surprise, big surprise. We had 230 people came. So the Hondo was packed. So I expected maybe maximum 100, but reality was maybe 50, 60 people I was expecting. That was more than my expectation. 230 people came, which I really appreciated. Hopefully from the next year, we want to have same number or more people to come to New Year's Eve service. Then this morning, we chanted Juseige. I hope you know, Juseige is a part of the larger sutra, part of one of the 3 Pyoran Sutra, which we are following. So this is one of the 3 Pyoran chanting book. Then we have, this is a Romanized version of a 3 Pyoran Sutra, entire 3 Pyoran Sutra chanting book. Then these 2 are the English translation of 3 Pyoran Sutra. So every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m., I'm having the Wednesday morning service I call chanting and dialogue. So we are chanting 3 Pyoran Sutra section by section. So then we are reading the English translation. Then we are having discussion afterwards. So that's every Wednesday at 10 a.m. we are doing. So, I understand, sometimes Juseige, chanting of Juseige, chanting of Sambutsuge, we are just reading those kanji character, the original sutra, that we don't read the English translation. So then probably you don't know what is written, what is the meaning of Juseige. So if you want to learn, those English translation, what is written in the 3 Pyoran Sutra, so please come to the Wednesday morning service every Wednesday at 10 a.m. I'm also offering in Japanese too. Japanese one is Tuesday, 9:30. Every Tuesday at 9:30 via Zoom. So that's every Tuesday morning. We are reading 3 Pyoran Sutra section by section. Then we are learning what is written in the 3 Pyoran Sutra. Then after that, we are having the discussion. So if you are interested in joining this Wednesday morning is English, then Tuesday morning is Japanese. So if you are interested, there's no registration or anything at all. So you can just come, you can just join. If you have any questions, you can contact the temple office or you can contact me. Then at the New Year, I made a New Year's resolutions. One of my New Year's resolution is 500 memberships, 100 Dharma School students, then 2,000 YouTube subscribers. So we still need more than 1,000 people to subscribe. So if you haven't following the Seattle Betsy YouTube channel yet, please just click, just one click. Please follow the Seattle Betsy. Please ask your friends to follow the Seattle Betsy's YouTube channel too. Then please also invite your family members and friends to come to our Dharma school and Sunday service and join our temple. So thank you. So as you know, this is Seattle Betsy Buddhist temple. Here is the Buddhist temple. So at the beginning of the year 2023 today, I would like to share my path of Jodo Shinshu. That it is telling you about the outlines of the Jodo Shinshu teachings. So here is a Buddhist temple. Then here is a place where, Buddhist, then Sangha members, then people who are respect and appreciate Buddhism get together. So our temple, we all welcome whoever, appreciate and respect Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. We are welcoming all these peoples. So as a Buddhist, we have our ultimate goal. All the Buddhists, regardless any sect of Buddhism. So there is a Buddhist ultimate goal, which is becoming a Buddha, attaining enlightenment. So there's another word, is awakening to the truth, awakening of the truth of our life. So attaining enlightenment, becoming a Buddha, this is Buddhist ultimate goal, regardless, not only Jodo Shinshu sect of Buddhism, Shingon, Nichiren, any sect of Buddhist, any Buddhist goal should be, ultimate goal has to be becoming Buddha, attaining enlightenment. So then, there are so many different sects of Buddhism, which means there are so many different paths, ways to achieve this goal. So we are the Jodo Shinshu, Shin Buddhist. Here is a Shin Buddhist temple. And in Japanese, we call Jodo Shinshu, True Pure Land Buddhism, or some other translation say true essence of the Pure Land Buddhist teachings. So we are part of the Pure Land way, Pure Land path. So we, as a Shin Buddhist followers, we born into the Amida Buddha's Pure Land, then we achieve our goal to attaining enlightenment. So this is our path. We born into the Pure Land, and then becoming a Buddha, attaining enlightenment, this to achieve our goal. So this is our path. So Pure Land, sometimes people think Pure Land is the place where we go after we die. So Pure Land, well, we should know Pure Land is not just a destination after we die. We are born into the Pure Land to achieve our Buddhist goal. So that's we have to understand. Then how can we born into the Pure Land? How can we born into the Pure Land? That's the next question. How can we born into the Amida Buddha's Pure Land? So there is one thing we have to have. Do you know? We need one thing we have to have. Only one, not two, just one. Which means it is Shinjin. We have to have Shinjin. In Japanese, we call Shinjin. In English translation, there are several English translations, but I would say maybe interesting heart in English. So probably, I'm using some technical terms today, like a Pure Land or Shinjin, Amida Buddha. So probably I'm going to explain more about these technical terms some other times. So let me introduce my path to the outline of Jodo Shinshu today. So it is called Shinjin. So, well, let's understand this way. It is a kind of ticket to go to the Pure Land. So if I want to go to Japan, I need an airplane ticket. If I want to go to the Mariners game, I need a ticket to enter the T-Mobile Stadium, right? So Shinjin, well, one easier way to understand of Shinjin is a ticket to go to the Pure Land. That we have to have. We have to have. So the next question is, how can we receive, how we can get the Shinjin interesting heart? The answer is, I take refuge in Amida Buddha. So we recite Buddha's name, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. I take refuge in Amida Buddha. Then also we listen the Amida Buddha's name. We listen to the Namo Amida Butsu. So this is the way how we can get a Shinjin, how we can get interesting heart. The next question is, what do we listen to Namo Amida Butsu, name of the Buddha? because, those who are being a member of this temple, maybe we are listening, you are reciting Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu every Sunday, then we are reciting all the time. Am I listening? I'm listening Namo Amida Butsu all the time. Isn't it enough? Or am I listening right? That's a question. So then our founder, our founder Shinran Shonin mentioned in his writings, there is a definition of hearing or listening to the Buddha's name. So Shinran Shonin mentioned in his writings, the Kyogyo Shinsho, the word hear or listen in the passage of the Raja Sutra, which are following. Raja Sutra includes the Juseige too, which we chanted this morning. So Raja Sutra, the words here listen in the passage from the Raja Sutra means that sentient beings, having heard how the Buddha, Amida Buddha's vow allows its origin and fulfillment, are altogether free of doubt. This is to hear. So in Jodo Shinshu, in Shin Buddhism, hear, listen means we hear Amida Buddha's vow, Amida Buddha's wish. What is the origin? Why Amida Buddha made the 48 vows? Then what's happened after Amida Buddha fulfilled these vows? That's we have to hear. Still, it is really difficult. So then another definition of Shinran Shonin mentioned in his writings. So another expression term of Shinjin, interesting heart, is deep mind. So one of the passage in the Kyogyo Shinsho in his writings, he also says, talking about the deep mind, interesting heart. So there are two aspects of deep mind. One is to believe deeply and decidedly that you are a foolish being of karmic evil caught in birth and death. Even thinking and ever wandering in transmigration from innumerable kalpas in the past, with never a condition that would lead to emancipation. So the first part is telling us, recognizing our Bonbu nature, I am the ordinary beings. I am not the bodhisattva. I am not the sage. I am the ordinary beings. So first, we have to realize, we have to know who I am. That's the first part. The second is to believe deeply and decidedly that Amida Buddha's 48 vows grasps sentient beings, and that allowing yourself to be carried by the power of the vow without any doubt and apprehension, you will attain birth. So this is the second part. So here is the two ways of the listening. The first one, as I mentioned, we have to know, knowing who I am. So listen to the Buddha Dharma to know who I am, recognizing my Bonbu nature. So this is the first one is telling us about Buddha's wisdom, telling us about the Buddha's wisdom. So we listen to the Buddha Dharma, Buddha's teaching, Buddha's guidance, and use Buddha's wisdom, Buddha's guidance as a mirror to reflect upon ourselves. And then we know who we are through listening. Then we realize, recognizing I am the ordinary beings. I am the Bonbu, our Bonbu nature. Bonbu means ordinary beings in Japan. It is a Japanese term. So we are not a sage, we are not a bodhisattva, we are ordinary beings who are full of three poisons, sometimes say blind passions. So greed, anger, and ignorances. That's who I am. That's first then we can use like a Four Noble Truth or 4 marks of existence to think about who I am. Like our life is impermanence. Through this teaching, we reflect upon myself. Our life is interdependent, interconnected to each other. Through this teaching, we reflect upon myself. Then another teaching is our life is suffering. Suffering means, another translation is our life is bumpy road, not a smooth road. Through this teaching, we reflect upon ourselves. So using this Buddha's teaching and reflect upon ourselves, we call it right view, one of the Eightfold Path. So this is the one Eightfold Path. So this is right view. So we can use Four Noble Truths, Four Marks of Existence. Now, of course, there are so many teachings. So then we reflect upon ourselves. Not just remember these teachings. We have to use these teachings as a mirror to reflect upon ourselves. That's one key. But not just that. There is a second teachings, The second one is telling us Amida Buddha's compassion. The first one is telling us a wisdom. The second one is telling us a compassion. So it is how Amida Buddha embraces all ordinary beings. So like I mentioned, reciting Namo Amida Butsu, which are given by Amida Buddha. Amida Buddha sent us the name of Amida Buddha, Namo Amida Butsu. Then Amida Buddha also created the Pure Land, which we are born in. Then we are receiving the Shinjin entrusting heart. These all came from Amida Buddha's compassion. These are all for ordinary beings, for me to attain enlightenment, so achieve my goal. So one of the Four Noble Truths, it says the nirvana. The third Four Noble Truth is nirvana. So this came from Buddha's compassion. So they are, the wisdom and compassion, the first one, second one, these are two sides of the same coins and cannot be separated. So we listen to Buddha's wisdom, Buddha's compassion, and reflect upon ourselves. Then we know who we are, our born nature, we are the ordinary beings, and how we attain enlightenment. This is our path. So we have to know that, our goal, attaining enlightenment, so our goal is attaining enlightenment, becoming a Buddha, as I mentioned. Our goal, and Amida Buddha's goal is for all the Bonbu, for all ordinary beings to attain enlightenment. So my goal and Amida Buddha's goals are the same. So it is the Pure Land path. That's why we have to listen. My goal and Amida Buddha's goal is just like one. We are the same goal we have. So Pure Land way, Pure Land path, the Jodo Shinshu path is all for me or ordinary beings or Bonbu to attain enlightenment. So we express our appreciation by reciting Buddha's name, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, in our daily life. So this is how I appreciate the Jodo Shinshu teachings, Shin Buddhism. So this is how I interpret the Buddha Dharma. So this is, today is the first regular Sunday service of year of 2023. So I'm scheduling some guest speakers coming next Sunday, next week. Then, our guest speaker, Henry Adams Sensei, is going to give us a lecture on the Three Pillars Sutra, Raja Sutra. Then I already scheduled a couple guest speakers and a couple study sessions. So, probably each speaker or each study session, we are talking about different issues or topics. We are maybe learning something different. However, these outlines should be same. This is a core we should have in our mind when we are listening to the Jodo Shinshu Shin Buddhist teachings. So thank you for attending today's Sunday service today. So at the beginning of this year, I just wanted to share how I appreciate the Jodo Shinshu teaching, Shin Buddhism. To conclude my Dharma message, please join me in Gassho, put your hands together. Namo Amitabhats, Namo Amitabhats, Namo Amitabhats, Namo Amitabhats, Namo Amitabhats, Namanda, Namanda.